What is up, everybody? Jester here. And man, I gotta tell you, I didn't see this video coming. I thought I was done with this topic, but as it turns out, there was a lot more to it. And if you guys aren't subscribed, subscribe to the channel now, because I promise you by the end of this, you'll love what we do here with this channel. Let's get in and show you what we're talking about. We actually start today in the comments section from the last video, is building my squadron useful. And here you can see I'm having a conversation with someone about just the things that maybe they've seen they do and I didn't see. It's a wholesome conversation. I've always told you guys comments are important. Let me show you why. Because right down here, at Ian Moore 6437 chimes in with, you can have whatever ships you like in your squadron. All Sentinel, Squids, any type you want. Easiest way I've found is go to a trading post, land on the middle pad with the ship you want in your squadron, exchange the ship with an NPC, then recruit the NPC to the squadron before they fly off. Scrap, exchange ship, rinse and repeat. And immediately, I hadn't thought of this. And again, this is science I cannot pass up. So let me show you what we're gonna do. So after my brain finally got wrapped around what they were saying, because I'd never even considered giving somebody a ship and then recruiting them. This is unheard of to me, but it all makes sense and it should work. I went over to the Reddit coordinate exchange and found this ship because it's very similar to the Last Laugh, which is my exotic, except for my ship's in blue and silver. These are in blue and gold because I wanted there to be that definition between my squadron and me, the Royal Guard and me, if you will. So I then went over and portaled to these coordinates, and then I went and found a trade outpost, set up a portal, and I knew that we were going to be in for a long haul because I got to find this 4 times. 4 times I got to wait out the exotic to make sure it's the same ship. And I promise you, this planet sucked. I was already trying to figure a way out of this because this was miserable. 2 storms a day, and it was just god-awful. Not to mention, this was 4 hours in. I still have not seen this damn exotic. The hell are you? But before I could go making wholesale changes to the plan, I had to make sure it worked, right? Like, I hadn't even tried this yet. So I went up to a random fighter pilot on the platform and said, hey, would you like to change ships? And my ship wasn't even on this platform, by the way, just so you know. I was getting 5 spawns per wave. I might make a video on it. It's here in the footage, I promise. But what I was able to do was give him my squid, which all of a sudden appears here, and now I can recruit him to my squadron, which is exactly as advertised. And I think this is going to be a fun thing to play with. Now that I knew I could give a ship, a personal ship, fully upgraded to an NPC, and then actually recruit them to the squadron, this test is fully on. So I decided to change tactics because I'm not waiting for 16 hours to even see these exotics come in. We're going to go to crash ships. So I went back to Reddit, and this is what I found, and it's even better in my opinion because the back end looks a lot more like the Last Laugh. It's actually got that back piece to it. Now the dorsal fin doesn't match, but I don't care. That's fine. These are going to be close enough where it should be a really dope looking squadron. So even after 2 years on this post, this ship is still sitting there, which is wonderful to see. I hate it when things change like that. And as you can see, this crash ship needs a lot of help. You can do repair kits, or you can have a bunch of random stuff on you and fix it. Wiring looms are kind of a big deal. But from there, I think you're only worried about the tech slots because there's no reason to worry about, at this point, storage because they don't have anything that they pick up, nor can you gather it. So just worry about getting the tech slots unlocked enough, at least to get all your tech you want to put into it. And then you can kind of just go from there. All right, so straight out of the gate, there's something weird here. Just make sure you guys notice this guy's name. Starts with a P, right? This will come back in a minute, I promise. I'm going to try to catch it right this time. But all we're really trying to do here is exchange the ship with this guy. Give him our ship. So make sure you exchange. I don't think this works if you buy it. I think he will disappear because now you have 2 ships on the platform. So you have to make sure that you exchange. And then you got to get your butt back over there where your ship was. So that's why I went to a space station, because it's a little bit closer than having to worry about the full-on, pad and a full-on outpost. So that was not a bad thing. But look now, who bought our ship has now got a different name. Scout Oi. AOE. I don't know. Oi. It's not Oi. I know it's not Oi. But he's an S-class pilot, and he's flying my ship, which is fully upgraded. So let's recruit him, and that's one. And we're on to the next, right? No. This is where everything takes a left turn. I'm sitting here cooking pizza rolls or something, and my ship comes flying back in. And now I'm beginning to wonder, did I break the system exotic spawn? Is that what just happened? And as it turns out, no. Because look, it's Scout, whatever. It's him again. And I can buy the ship back. I can literally just go in and buy the ship back fully upgraded. That's insane. And look, I know I sound like one of those opening guys. Not really. This is kind of insane. How did this happen? So now what I thought was going to take hours seemingly could take just minutes to get this completely done. So all I really need to do is go in and buy my ship back, fully upgraded. Everything's there. All I have to do now is go find another Viking and give it to him, right? Like that should work, right? So with the integrity of the experiment on the line, I switched systems entirely. Now it's still a Viking system because I had delusions of grandeur thinking I was going to have this full Viking squad with the same ship. And it just isn't working out that way. But what we haven't tried here is going to a different system to see if it was actually system locked to maybe one pilot per system per squad. And as we get over here, the first thing I notice is this is our guy. This is the guy that's already recruited into our squadron, so we can't recruit him. So at this point, I don't know if we can give this ship away to anybody else, but at least we get the upgrades. There are still some things we can try. Let's go to a different system and see if a race means anything when it comes to this, if we're able to give it to a Corvax or a Gek. I don't know how much faith I had that this was actually going to work, but it's something we haven't tried, and for the sake of science, I'm always willing to do that. So we went to the Corvax system, and we just went through the steps again. And all we're going to do is exchange our ship with this guy, and then we're going to hightail it back over and see if we can recruit him to our squadron with our ship. And what I wasn't expecting was that it actually worked. I was able to go in and directly get this guy into my squadron. So now I know that it's race-based, but we're going to end up with another problem, and that is there's only 3 races that fly. Sadly, the autophage don't fly. But this is like the gift that just keeps on giving, guys. I got to tell you this, because even though we're now 3 or 4 systems removed, this happened again, where the ship just flew back in. All I have to do now is go get the ship, buy it, go to a Gek system, and go get us a pilot. So that's pretty much all we had to do, and that's what we did. And this is pretty much easy peasy. But we are going to hit a bit of a road bump now, because we've got to figure out a way to get that 4th pilot in. It's probably going to take another ship. So to work my way around this inconvenience, I decided to go back to Reddit and just find another ship that was basically the same thing. And that's what this is. The only difference on this one is the dorsal fin and the fact that it's a better ship at 30 and 28. It's top of the line when it comes to exotics. But I do like that dorsal fin with that bird. I might actually change the last laugh to that ship because I like that look. But at any rate, all we ended up doing was going to get this, giving it to a Viking pilot, and that rounded out our 4 squadron. But with everything finally worked out, here they are. All Royal Exotics, all S-Class pilots, all upgraded to the absolute teeth. The only thing left to do now is go rerun the tests and find out they probably don't do anything more than what they did before. Why do I do this to myself? Someone send help. And straight away, my hope was tweaked when these guys started firing immediately if the ships come in. But the problem is they're just not doing any damage. They're just not doing nothing. These Sentinel shields are legit, man. They're real, and they recharge very quickly. So at one point I thought, well, let's just go ahead and we'll take down the shield and take it down to a sliver to see if I can get it to kill the ship. And as you can see, they're not really doing anything. The one guy's turned around backwards on the left there. That's how my guy flies. That's how he flies. And just for the sake of pure mercy, I'm not going to show you all of this because the result was pretty much the same. I'm doing all the damage. They're not really taking any heat. They're taking some pot shots at who knows what. Nothing sustained. It's absolutely useless when it comes to this Sentinel Capital fight. It's the same as we experienced before. It doesn't matter what ship they're in. It's just window dressing. And not to be outdone, the Dreadnought fight. The squadron literally said, hold my beer, we can do worse. Because you know what? I don't think they fired a single shot the entire fight. I stopped this fight 6 or 7 times and looked around to see where they were. And half the time they were like him, facing backwards, doing nothing. Nothing got killed unless I killed it. Having them there is pointless. I don't want it to be pointless. The try-hard moment of this video goes to the system authorities, who decided it was completely necessary that my 4 exotic squadron and myself was not enough to deal with 3 measly little pirates, and they sent out like 6 ships to get in the way. Now I don't even know if my guys got that kill or if it was them. Thank you so much, system authorities. You win this week. So in the end, we got to put this to bed, right? Squadrons are a dumpster fire. They're hot garbage. They don't mean nothing. They don't do nothing. Even at the highest levels, they don't do nothing. And I want to address this too, because there were a few comments about people saying that I was just advocating for even more power in space, and that's not necessarily what I was talking about. I don't necessarily care if I can kill a dreadnought in 1 minute versus 3. That's not really the point of what the video was. The point of the video was Hello Games has a rich history of implementing big things in their game and fleshing them out. We'll get living ships, living frigates, all the different styles of multi-tools you can go farm now, all the different ships you can go explore and find. All of these mechanics matter, and they've always mattered since they put them in. Squadrons is not among them. This was just not fleshed out in any way, shape, or form. If they don't shoot, and they don't on half the fights, what's the point of them being there other than being in the way? What I'm asking for is for this mechanic to matter. My suggestion, let's add a big old VR terminal in the Nexus, and let's put one player that can plug in on one side and one player that can plug in the other, and we got PvP in No Man's Sky. How about that? Would anybody else play that? Because I know I'd be there all the time waiting on challenges. Whether or not my fleet was good, I'd still be there because it's something new and fresh and it matters. And that's the point of these videos. I want all of these things to matter. I want it to matter to you. You're looking for a freighter or you're looking for a ship and you want to know the best ways. I want you to come here because I try to figure out the best way and make it to where it's a fun experience. If you guys enjoy that, subscribe because there's nothing but more of that coming. And I think it's even going to get better over time. So, again, I really hope you guys appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed. And we'll be seeing you in the next one coming soon. Till next time, bye.